With Sonic once again making a return in the form of Sonic Mania, it's got us thinking about other Sega games that can use the comeback treatment. Sega is home to some of the most beloved franchises of all time, and since they've already hinted at the possibility of dipping into their catalog for future games, it's not out of reach that we can see a few of these incredible game series make a return. Here's a list of Sega franchises that absolutely need to come back. Given its original home on the Dreamcast, Skies of Arcadia is sadly one of the best forgotten JRPGs of the past few decades. This sprawling swashbuckler carved out a unique place in the genre by delivering a killer battle system, awesome ship-to-ship combat, and the ability to build and fortify a base by recruiting characters from across the world. Altered Beast ends up as the butt of a lot of jokes, but at its core, it's a game about a man who becomes increasingly more muscular until he turns into a superpowered animal. A modern incarnation in the style of God of War, but with lycanthropes, would be amazing. Nights into Dreams was the one game everyone with a Saturn was bound by law to own. Charming, bright graphics, and on-rails flying acrobatics made it a hit, spawning a sequel on Wii and an HD remake for PS3 and Xbox 360. PANZER DRAGOON is another Sega Saturn-birthed franchise that Sega needs to bring back. The premise is simple. All the gameplay actions occur while riding a dragon. That's all anyone needs to know. The fact that the games are fun and the RPG spin-off PANZER DRAGOON Saga fetches hundreds on eBay are secondary to the core dragon riding mechanic of the main series. Shinobi was the coolest ninja franchise of the 16-bit era, and it's basically impossible to argue with that because it's anchored in facts. There hasn't been a new Shinobi game since 2011's Shinobi 3D on 3DS, and it's high time we all let ninja back into our hearts. The Shining franchise is heavy with games, but that doesn't mean the franchise shouldn't come back by revisiting its roots. With the huge success Nintendo is seeing with the Fire Emblem franchise, it seems like a no-brainer for Sega to bring out a new Shining Force tactical RPG. The last RPG in the Shining series was 2013's Shining Arc on PSP. So, the time is now. With the renewed mainstream interest in Japanese role-playing games kindled appropriately enough by Fire Emblem, the timing is perfect for a new Phantasy Star game. Perhaps even Phantasy Star 5? Pretty please? Sega Bass Fishing is probably the most fun fishing game of all time, made even better if you had one of those fishing rod controllers for Dreamcast. Having first showed up in arcades, it's not a fishing simulation at all. Instead, it's fast-paced and exciting. This franchise could come back and make use of the Nintendo Switch HD Rumble and motion controls. How fun would it be to have a fishing derby with your friends huddled around their Switch consoles? It's high time arcade beat-em-ups made a big comeback, and what better franchise to usher in a new era of flashing go arrows than Streets of Rage. We haven't had a new game since Streets of Rage 3 way the heck back in 1994. It's another franchise that would be amazing with modern graphics and gaming conventions. The NFL 2K franchise once duked it out annually against EA's Madden franchise, then EA pulled a coup and secured exclusive rights to the NFL license. That makes the chances of Sega reviving the franchise extremely unlikely. Compare NBA 2K's latest releases to EA's NBA Live, and the tremendous disparity in quality makes it a damn shame NFL 2K is dead and gone. Space Harrier was one of those games that put Sega in the minds of gamers. Walking into an arcade, sitting down and playing at a Space Harrier cabinet gave an incredible sense of motion. Now we have virtual reality headsets in our homes, and a modern Space Harrier would be absolutely amazing. Imagine blasting weird dragons and statue heads in the virtual space. It'd be awesome. Jet Set Radio's frenetic take on Neo Tokyo, Japanese pop punk, and generally thumbing up your nose at law enforcement might have been a bit ahead of its time when it debuted in 2000 on the Dreamcast. But cut to nearly 2 decades later, and its themes, art direction, and impeccable sense of style absolutely have a place in 2017. That's it for now, but what are some franchises you'd love to see make a return? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to watch our review of Sega's newest Flashback console. And for everything else, make sure to keep it right here on IGN. Sega!